Hi everyone, today Darshan and I are excited to present a project on plant disease identification and question and answering using neural network. So in the first half of the presentation, I will be explaining and then the Darshan will take over to walk you through the rest of the details. So the aim of a project is to create a system that can identify the plant disease from the image. But it doesn't stop there. Once the disease is identified, the system also provides a easy to understand explanation about the symptoms and gives a helpful treatment advice. Whether you are a farmer or a garden enthusiast or the agriculture expert, this tool can help you to take the right steps to keep your plants healthy and prevent major cross loss. So, right now there are some tools that can identify the plant disease based on the images, but they often just give the name of the disease and leave it at that. What missing is guidance on what to do next. So, like how to treat the disease or care of the plant. So our project fixes this by not only identifying the disease but also giving you all the info you need to take action. So in our approach, we used a convolutional neural network, especially the ResNet 50 model, to help to identify the plant disease and answer the related questions. So we started by using ResNet 50 and then logged some layers and only focused on updating the last few layers of our task. To make the better of the plant disease, we replaced the final part of the model with new classifier and then includes techniques like batch normalization, DELU activation and dropout to help the model learn faster. And we also used k-mean initialization to set the weights properly. The model is trained with the Adam optimizer and cross entropy loss to improve the accuracy. So we trained tuning several hyperparameters, and although the Adam optimizer performs the best and the rest of the model remained below 80% of the accuracy. We also attempt to use the full ResNet model, but it doesn't perform as well as we expected. So we decide to lock most of the layers and make adjustment accordingly.
Hello everyone, I'll be explaining more about the question and answering model that we have in our application. So we use the T5 large model, and it was mainly because it is specifically trained for instruction following and can be really good in a question and answering situation. So we wanted to fine tune this model using the classical approach, but we did not have the computing resources for it since it's going to change around almost 20% of 780 million parameters that the model has. So we chose the low rank adaptation method, which is going to change only 0.3% of the entire parameter space, but it's going to be a really good fine tuning method for making this model domain specific. So we wanted to fine tune this because it was not giving proper results earlier before fine tuning. So the first step was to create a context for the model about the different diseases so that it doesn't hallucinate. So we have created a data set, as you can see here, for each and every disease, and it's going to be less than 450 words, so that when you combine it with the questions and also the other instructions in the prompt, it's going to be lesser than 512, which is the input window of the T5 large. And in order to fine tune, we use this data set where we have the question, the answer for a disease, and it's going to be 5 questions for a disease, which totals to about 130 questions for the entire fine tuning. And so we did some prompt engineering. As you can see, we instruct the module on how to react to different situations. And yes, so these were the results. We can see the validation loss has come down from 3.4 to 0.3, and we have also got 10% increase in all the other metrics that we use to study the performance of the application. So let's look at a quick demo of our application. We are going to upload a image from our validation set, the Apple's cap, and let's see if it gets it properly. There you go. And so the entire application is built using Streamlit. So when does this disease occur? Let's see if it gets it right. Yeah, it occurs during spring. And what are the symptoms? So yeah, so it's going to fetch the details from our context, and it's going to give us the results here. And yeah, thank you for watching.